Karen YouTube. Happy Wednesday. So it's almost the end of March, which is a little terrifying. This semester is flying by, much to my chagrin because I'm having the time of my life, clearly. But there you go. So March 30th. Wow. I believe it is Sarah's grandpa's birthday. So, happy birthday, Sarah's grandpa. I hope it's wonderful. What did she say, 70? That's incredible. Congratulations. Sorry if my voice sounds weird. I'm getting over a cold that a few of us brought back from Dublin. I know I'm always sick, right? It sucks. So you saw my lovely spring break montage, maybe, if you watched it. I don't know. If you have any more specific questions about my spring break, let me know. But basically, we just frolicked in Dublin and the surrounding area for 5 days. We have a lot of people in the flat right now because it's Oberlin spring break. Don't tell my landlord, we're not supposed to have overnight guests, but we have 2 visitors right now. Emma Chance from Oberlin is visiting. On Sunday, we went to Stonehenge, and that was very, very cool. It was exactly what I expected, but that's still pretty cool because it's Stonehenge. And then Lucia Ann, if any of you know her, also from Oberlin, is visiting. So we're having a jolly good time in this crowded flat that now has 8 people in it as opposed to 6, which I believe is actually the number it's supposed to hold. Not really, though. It's pretty crowded. Next week I have 2 friends visiting, and I might have trouble posting next week, which will make me look like a jerk for what I'm going to do this week. But last week marked the 2nd time that I was the only one to post a video that week. And while there have been some valid excuses, I still think that gives me the right to do a little punishment for Sarah and Kara. So I challenge both of you. Actually, it's not a challenge, it's a punishment. You have to do it. To do a video scavenger hunt. And I've come up with 10 tasks that you have to complete on camera, and I'm going to give you 2 weeks to do it. So they have to be up before April 13th. They can be one of your weekly vlogs, or they can be an additional video at any point in time. So here are your 10 tasks. Number 1, you need to ask a barista at Starbucks or Cafeteria or wherever for their autograph. The stranger the object you have them sign, the better. Number 2, you need to find a person wearing each color of the rainbow. And you can't use the same person twice. You can do it over multiple days, though. And you have to have them introduce themselves as said color. So, for example, I would be purple. So I would say, hello, I'm purple. Number 3, you need to get a stranger to sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star for your vlog. It has to be someone that you haven't really met before. That could be tricky, but I've done that before, so it can be done. Number 4, you need to do an interpretive dance of the 80s movie of your choice. It has to last at least 30 seconds, and you have to let us know which movie you're doing. I think I'm on 5. Again, this involves someone you haven't met before. But you need to introduce yourself to someone that you haven't met before as Audrey the effing bear. For those of you that don't know, that's a nickname of mine. It comes from Wizard People Dear Reader, which I highly recommend you look into if you don't know what that is. Number 6, which is to shake a cat's paw, just like you would a dog, except a cat. That's trickier. Number 7, you need to recite a Shakespeare love soliloquy of your choice to the stuffed animal of your choice. I'm a fan of the balcony soliloquy from Romeo and Juliet, but do whichever one feels right. Costumes would be preferable, but not required. I believe that I'm on number 8. You need to write forever long version on a bathroom stall. I realize this is a little tricky because you have to get it on camera, and it's probably, illegal. I don't know if it's illegal. Is it illegal to write on a bathroom stall? But I'm going to have you do it. And if you get arrested, then you can show them this video, and then they can come try to arrest me in London because I instigated it. What are we on? Number 9 is you need to draw a treasure map of either your neighborhood or your house, whichever you prefer. It can be very simple or very elaborate if you have time and creativity. And you need to hide a candy bar at X marks the spot and give said treasure map to your little sisters. And what you need to get on camera for that one is the completed map, giving the map to your sister, and where you hide the candy bar. Number 10, you need to interview anyone, and you need to ask them these questions. If you were an apple, which kind would you be? Pirates or ninjas? Have you ever eaten a crayon? What is your best pickup line? And finally, what is the meaning of Lady Gaga? You need to compile all 10 of those tasks for a lovely little video. So that is your punishment, guys, for being not so good about uploading videos. Don't procrastinate. Some of those might take you a little while. Hopefully none of them are too difficult or embarrassing. In fact, I think it'd be kind of fun. I might just go do some of these just for kicks myself. I mentioned that Emily Chance is here visiting London, and she is a huge Ben Barnes fan. She loves him, not just because he's absolutely gorgeous, which he is, but she thinks he's a phenomenal actor, which he also is. She's a screenwriter, and she's currently working on a screenplay with a part that she thinks he'd be perfect for. So while she was in London, they were going to be having the London premiere of the movie Killing Bono, starring Ben Barnes and Robert Sheehan. It's a great little movie about two brothers that form a band. They were classmates of the band that would eventually become U2. And they form their own band and struggle because they're always living in the shadow of U2. And it's a very funny and very endearing movie. So anyway, we went to the London premiere. Emma had gone there at we left at noon, and she went straight there. She was the first one there, and I went after class. My class got out just before 3, and I went right over. Our friend Maya joined us when she got out of class. We saw Will Poulter, who plays Eustace in Voyage of the Dawn Treader. Ben Barnes, who I've already mentioned, is Prince Caspian, so that's why Will was there, because they were friends. We saw the brothers, the McCormick brothers, that the movie is based on. They're very funny. We were right in front. They had the fans on one side and the paparazzi on the other, and so we were facing the paparazzi. So we're in a lot of the outside shots of the paparazzi. You can see our foreheads and stuff, and occasionally our faces. Emma had brought her copy of History Boys to have signed by Ben Barnes because he was in a production of it. So they came over to the fans first, and Ben Barnes saw History Boys and went right to it, and that made Emma really happy. The girl we were hanging out with beforehand that had gotten there super early as well had a ton of things for them to possibly sign. He's even prettier in person, if that's possible. Maya just decided to have them sign the book we've been reading for class that she had with her. So she now has a copy of Idols of the King, signed by Ben Barnes as well as Robert Sheehan and Joe Echo, the composer. They gave her some strange looks when they signed that. I think Emma asked Ben if that was the weirdest thing he'd ever signed, and he said yes, it was weirder than signing a boob even. It wasn't a very crowded premiere because the world premiere was in Dublin a week ago. So then after everyone that had tickets had gone in, the guy that worked at the theater came out and had 30-ish tickets in his hand, and he goes to Emma first because he knew she'd been there first, and he's like, how many are in your group? And we're like, oh, there's 3 of us. So he hands us our tickets, and then we try to get out, but the girls are just swarming, freaking out. The Ben Barnes fangirls I want it, and one girl's like, oh, me. And he's like, how long have you been here? And she's like, oh, the whole time. And I'm like, I have not seen you once. I've been here for 4 hours. You were not here. But he rolled his eyes and gave her the tickets. I pushed my way through the fangirls and I literally just shoved them. I was like, excuse me, body check, because they would not let us out. Someone's ushering me in the door, and I go, and then they're ushering me down the stairs. Meanwhile, interviews are going on and crazy stuff. I'm like, oh, I'm in a premiere. What is this? I don't understand. Director Michael Apted and as well as the McCormick brothers and Ben and Robert came in to introduce the movie, so that was very cool as well. And then we got to see it for free, which is incredible, and it's a great movie. And then on yesterday, we saw a really wonderful play called The Holy Rosenberg. It's about a Jewish family in London and this tight-knit Jewish community that have just lost a son fighting in Israel. Meanwhile, their daughter works for the UN in the trial that is investigating Gaza. So there's a lot of conflict. We're going to get to meet the lead actor, Henry Goodman, because he's coming to talk to our theater class because he knows our professor. Okay, so that's it. I look forward to hearing from Kara on Friday and to seeing their punishments fulfilled because I think those videos will be very entertaining. So see you all next Wednesday if I can, and then if I can't, I guess I'm going to get punished. But hopefully I'll get a video up next Wednesday, even though I'm seeing 3 shows next week, 2 for theater and 1 for English. It's crazy. I know my life is so hard, right? I'm living in London and get to go see free shows all the time. Bye. Audrey, Audrey. Audrey, Audrey. It's a good thing that this is just a video because if you all were here with me, you would smell my absolutely disgusting garlic breath. But it was totally worth it because I made some really good skillet potatoes with garlic and cheese, and they were delicious.